It's time again for Sarah Poff and her art hands. Boys and girls, today we are going to make an angel like you see here. So let's get ready to start. You will receive a paper like this, a strip like that, a couple little hands. Pick out the color that matches your face. There are several different face colors there. And then you will be picking out hair later. And you will also have a chenille wire. Some people call it a pipe cleaner. That looks like this. Oops, got a little yarn attached there. Alright. So the first thing you need to do is you need to cut this line. And then you need to cut around like that. This will be the angel's wings and this will be for the body. I already have mine cut. They'll be on a toilet paper roll is what we're going to make the angel on. So you're going to put glue around the outside edge, just a small line of glue. Just a little bit will do, you boys and girls. You don't need a whole lot. Sometimes if you put a whole lot, it's a whole lot harder for it to stay. You want to try to get it lined up really nicely along there. And then we do want to make sure there's a little glue on the edge. And now what I do is I rub, because rubbing causes a little heat there. And that'll make the glue stick a lot sooner. Alright, so there, let's see if mine's stuck. Now this is going to be the arms. So we're going to glue our little hands on to the arm. Now remember, think about how those hands might need to look. One might be up and one might be down, so that it looks a little more realistic there. I just did little mitten type hands for you. And I cut them ahead just so that you would have more time to work on the decorations, since you don't have a lot of time to do the project. Okay, remember there again, we just needed a little bit of glue, because if we get too much glue, we have problems. If you get some on your fingers, remember how I taught you? Rub it off. Just rub it off. We did real good with that last week. Okay, so now these are I'm gonna bend them in half. These are gonna come around like this. And you're going to need to do the same thing. You're going to need to put a little bit of glue, and then you're going to need to hold. Hold and rub. Hold and rub. Trying to see how you think they are as far as being even. Just rub it a little bit like that. And they'll stick out some. Let's put a little more glue right here and right here. Remember, rubbing helps. Rubbing helps. Alright, then I'm going to do this next. You're going to take and make a circle. Just a ring. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle, just a ring around. And then I twisted it kind of like on a bread tie. I'm going to twist it and make it go like that. I'm going to see how it looks here in my angel. I'm going to get a piece of tape. There should be masking tape there on the outside of your container, like we had last week. You're going to put a piece of tape, and you're going to put it fairly close to the top. That way it'll be a little easier to put your fingers down in there to get it to stay. And I made it fairly long so that you could actually come and hold it under here while you're doing that. So that hopefully you can get a little bit straighter. Alright, then we're just going to make simple eyes. Just little ovals. You can make the mouth, if you want to make yours playing an instrument, you can make the mouth a little oval too, or you could just make a smile. I'll leave that up to you. Sometimes it's nice to be able to make choices. Then I'm going to put this here. You're going to have to, each step, you're going to have to rub a little bit. You know, I believe in you just getting in there and learning how to use a glue bottle. I'm not a glue stick person. I just believe that this is best. And the other thing I've learned through time is, yes, if you use that glue stick and you don't use enough, a lot of times it'll pop back off eventually. So the Elmer's glue or the white glue is just the best thing to use. You just have to learn how to gauge how much you need. You need a little bit. Don't need a lot. Because if you have a lot, then you have trouble getting it to stay. That's the bottom line. You have trouble getting it to stay if you do that. Now on the hair, you want to kind of lay it out. They're all close to the same because I had to cut a lot. I had to cut like 2,000 pieces for us to have enough hair for our angels. So it took a little while. So you're going to get, you know, like 15 pieces, 20 pieces, something about like that. And you're going to make an overhand knot. It's a little too long, but you can trim it later. It's better to be too long than too short. So I'm just doing an overhand knot like that. Then I'm just going to stick it, but with it being a little bit longer, that means I can stick it down in there and it will stay easier. I'm going to put it on the back side of her arms, or his arms if you want to make a guy. That would sure be fine. And then you can put a little glue here on the sides if you want to and make it stick. That's what I did to this one right here, and then I held it a little while. I'm not going to do that on the movie clip because I'm afraid that it'll take too much time, and I want us to be able to get to the project sooner. So now I want to show you how to make the ornament. You're going to have some silvery pieces, some other kinds of decorations in a little container there at your table, and you can decorate however you want. You can see what I did. I just cut some little strips and did it, and then I rolled a piece like this to kind of make it look like a horn. And what I'm doing is I'm getting tighter as I'm rolling it on one side, but not on the other side. See, it's a cone kind of shape. And then I'm going to put a little glue right here on it. Now if I think that's too long for my angel, I might want to cut it a little bit. I cut it down some. If I want this to be flat, just cut a little more off like that. And then I'm going to put it up here. Now I bent the hands like this to help it stay on there. Now I did put a little bit of Scotch tape around. There's not one at each table end, but there is some there because I really had to work hard at getting the Elmer's glue to stick that. I had to work way hard at that. So I decided maybe I didn't want you to have to work as hard as I did at it. So you might want to check with the teenage helper or the adult that's around and let them help you come up with where that tape is. That might be your best bet on getting that instrument to stay there. Okay, there's our angel. This is Sarah Poff and her art hands. You have a great day now.